Welcome back to my next video. You need to get the last video because I said a lot in that last video. But let me do a quick recap for you. I talked about my amazing holiday. I took that holiday because I was tired. I literally ran away from my house. I was physically, emotionally, mentally exhausted, and I needed time out. So I took it. And I needed that time to plan, okay? We were getting into 2020. I was under pressure. I was like, oh my God, 2020, which sounds really cool. And we were getting into a new decade. I'm like, I need to do things differently. Things have to happen this time around. So I said, let me start by taking a break. But I got to my location and I didn't realize how tired I was until I got there and I started trying to plan and nothing. I couldn't think, I couldn't plan until I rested. So I took the much needed rest, slept with careless abandon, rested, didn't do nothing, and then I got healed. I was healed of my tiredness, and then I began to plan. And once I rested, all the goals started coming back. All my plans started coming back. Things began to work, my brain began to function better, and so much. So I said that goal setting is so important, okay? And for me, this 2020 has been harassing me, and I'm going to pass on the harassment because at some stage, at some point, you have to plan to do better than you've been doing. So for me, okay, what were the things I did? Like I said, I rested, I prayed, I played, but then I began to plan. I set my 2020 goals. I did a 10-year plan, which was amazing. I've never done that. So I did that, and then I I planned my vision board, and put my goals, how I wanted the goals to look, how things would take off. I did all of that, and it was really amazing. There's a whole lot I said in that video, so you need to check out that video, to get along. So, but this is where it gets tricky for people. For me, execution. So we've set goals, we've done vision board. Now it's time to execute. And this is where I see that a lot of people fail, because I've mentored quite a number of people, I've talked to people, and somehow they just never get it done. I see them 6 months later, how far? Nothing. 1 year later, how far? Not much. I feel them because I know myself. I'm a master procrastinator. And that's why I said that for me, this 2020, I have to harass myself to making things happen. I can procrastinate for Africa, trust me. So, and I'm impatient. So I want something. I've set a goal, a plan in motion, and I want things to happen now. Those are my two major weaknesses. I can procrastinate, I'm impatient, I want to see things happen fast, and it just doesn't work that way. And one of the reasons I told myself I had to do a 10-year plan was to curb my impatience, to say, okay, you're going to see this happen in 10 years. This is not a 6-month plan, it's not 1 year, it's not 2, it's not 10. Oh my God, for me, that is major. So, but I'm happy because I got it done. On the procrastinating bit, it's still a work in progress. I'm working on it. So I said all of this to come to my topic for today, which is, what do you really want? So you've said a lot that you planned. Some of you have started planning since 2019. Some even started planning in 2018 for 2020. We are here. We are in 2020. What is the next line of action? Because I know some of you have planned, you've prayed, you've done all sorts. The religious crowd, they've confessed, they've said, hey, this is their destiny, they must do this and do that. Now, you've written your goals, you've done your vision board, you've consulted all the experts, you've done all that. The next thing is to start. That is where it gets really tricky. Start. And I advocate for starting small. You start small and you build up. But let me go back to my question. What do you want? What do you want? That is the question. And guess what? Nobody can answer that question for you. And that is not a one day question, it's not a one day answer. You're going to have to dig within. You're going to have to search your heart, okay? You're going to have to ask the hard questions and give yourself the hard answers, okay? Because fool every other person, don't fool yourself. This is 2020. You've done all the crazy things before now. Like they say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Give yourself a break. This is 2020. I've been using 2020 to harass myself like crazy. That this is 2020. Something must change. Something must give. I must change. I must stop being a procrastinator. I must do the things I've said I want to do. So harass yourself with 22. Let it inspire you. Let it motivate you to do something different, to do something better. 10 years. And I told my students that I teach, I said some of them, they're in primary school. So, those that are in primary 6 now, by the time this decade is over, they will be in university. Okay? So we can't just be doing something. 10 years is a long time. Okay? Is a long time for you to just remain the same, or for you to not have major goals or major plans. You have to decide now what you want. So again, like I said in my last video, I said if what you're doing now is something you're not crazy about, no problem. But you have time to change that plan. You have time to do something different, and you have time to execute what your plan is very, very vital. Like I said, nobody can come up with your answers for you. Nobody can even come up with your questions. Nobody knows you like you. So what do you want? Again, for me, doing this video is part of my goals, because I said one of the things I committed to is teaching entrepreneurship to a wider audience, putting out there the things I've learned in 20 years of retailing, doing business in Nigeria, and all the craziness that goes with that. This is my part of my own goals, and it's tough because when I was on my vacation, it was I was posting, I was doing articles. It was also, I even began to get cocky about the whole thing, because it was like, oh, I can do this. And then I came back to Nigeria, and the work that was waiting for me was not for babies. It was big work. And what was even more painful was that it wasn't even work as in work, my career, what I do to make money. It was housework. Housework was waiting for me. I was immediately humbled. I was like, oh my God, everything had piled up. The hobbies now, they no send. So everything was just basically waiting for me, and I had to do this. I had to replan again. I'm like, oh my gosh. So why did I say that? You have to have a plan to make things work in 2020 and beyond. And this is the time to decide what you want. If what you're doing right now is not what you want, then plan again. If what you're doing now, like me, you love what you do now, there's always room for improvement. How are you going to move forward? You've been a local champion all of this while. What's the next step? What is the next level? So let me end this video quickly by talking about some guy. Okay, so this guy worked for me for some time. Okay, and amazing, amazing. This guy can do everything on the computer. He's just, when I say he's a whiz kid, I mean it. Very good. But this guy troubled me like crazy. He doesn't get to work early. He did all sorts of craziness. So he was talented, so I was just managing the situation. But a time came and I'm like, you know what? Just go. Your trouble is too much. But he turned it around, because I realized at some point that this guy was a round peg in a square hole. And that was not what I wanted, and that was not good for him either, So he went, but he maintained the relationship amazingly well. And he went on to do amazing things. And today, he has his own company. In fact, he's recording this video right now. You need to check out this guy. When it comes to web design, when it comes to, in fact, I have to list out the things he does. He's into web development. No, this guy is amazing when it comes to web development, graphic design, just whatever is in your head, he will bring it out for you. Video and photography, he's in it. Social media marketing, he's a guru. Branding and rebranding, content marketing, this guy is just good. He can crack anything. He does all sorts of things. Half of them I don't even understand, but he has a way of bringing what is in my head out. So for me, this is a perfect example of somebody that made it work. He made it work. You need to check out this guy, hightouchng.com. Check him out. The details will be on the screen. Check out what he does. He's just, if I recommend someone, trust me, this guy is good. He's good, and it didn't start off smooth. Okay, it wasn't easy for him, but he found his niche. He found his love. He found what he's good at, and he has been able to make a lot out of it. So you need to check out what he does. Go to his website, and all his contacts and how you can reach him will be there. Call him, get in touch with him, patronize him. He's really, really good, and he's reasonable. That's another thing, because I don't do with if you're not reasonable, I can't do with you. That's me. I do with reasonable and smart. So for me, once I tell him this is what is in my head, I give him a few days, he will bring it out for me. So this is what you need. So like I said, this is 2020, and my job is to harass you and remind you that 10 years, we have started 10 years, we're already in February, it's going, 2020 is going. So you can't afford to delay again. Make up your mind on what you want to do. Make up your mind on how you want to change your world. Okay? Make up your mind about how you want to become relevant in your generation. This is the time to do it, and I know that you can do it, just like I'm doing right now. Thank you. If you've not subscribed to this channel, do so, and watch out for all my coming videos where I'll be teaching you how to be a successful entrepreneur, particularly buying and selling. That's my thing. So if that is your thing, then you're the one I'm talking to. So stay tuned, and see you again soon in the next video.